Hi, this is Kurt Borch. Welcome back to Borch 3D, and today we're gonna.
Boy! Hi, I'm Kurt. Welcome back to Borch 3D, and today we're making wood carvings. So I'm here in my shop with my friend Jake.
Hi.
He's a good friend of mine. We've known each other for ages, and today we're making these wood carvings. It started earlier on this summer. We finished it just now. It's not a very long project, so stick with us and see how it was done. So I chose these 4 designs. 2 of them are Celtic knots. The other 2 are, I believe, Norse. This is the Valknut and this is the Triquetra. I think both have to do with Odin, while the Celtic knots are something else. Since we're going to carve, I thought I would get a variety. Is there any preference for you? Is there anyone you'd like to?
Simplest one idea. Yeah.
Simplest one. No, that's the thing. I don't know which the simplest one is because I've never done it before. But I think it would be this one. It has large spaces which you could carve, and really only like 3 points where there are, the weave go under it. So I think that's good. But this one I think would be equally nice as well. So I might want to try this. But we'll see what we have. I have some beech, I have some oak as well, and I think we can see which one you like. So
good.
Start off by cutting off your design. First cut off, the main piece, then cut all around it as well as you can. Okay, even the inner parts. Okay, because then we'll trace it on the wood.
All right.
The process starts by selecting a design and transferring it on your wood blank. This can be traced, drawn or transferred using carbon paper. I could have done more research on the types of wood to use, but I didn't want to spend any money on nice pieces of wood for our first time carving. The important thing in my case was that a hardwood was used.
Next step is choosing the wood. So let's see what kind of wood we have available and we'll see which we choose now.
For this project, we'll be using this piece of scrap beech wood.
Drawing tab.
Should I start from here or?
Whichever way you want. My idea is that we're going to cut a square out of them or a rectangle and have them as the sort of going up from the carved wood. We're going to carve all around them, leave a frame around them, and carve that. So we can do that. That seems right. Yes, that seems right. Then we'll measure exactly where we're going to do it. I think I'm going to go.
Because we can either center
something like this. And I'm thinking maybe I'll have coming from here, something like this.
Instead of using the whole. I mean, it would definitely be easier to carve around it. You'd have a less.
Yeah, less to carve. Because we're carving it by hand, we're not carving it with an outer. That would make our life so much easier, but it's also more difficult to do. So we'll have to see. Anyway, we'll see.
In the corner.
It's up to you, really. You can choose to have a border around it, or you can choose not to have a border around it. That's up to you. Or you can just have it carved and everything else will be raised. On the outside, just the outline will be carved in. That looks nice as well. I think you can do that. I think you can do that. Yeah, that looks nice. Now,
I'm gonna do it like this.
all right. I think that's it. I'm not seeing anything which doesn't make sense. So this goes underneath. Goes around, over, and underneath and back. This one goes. Oh, okay. This line clear. This goes clear. There, there, there. I think that makes sense. And then this. Alright, I think we can actually get started with cutting the wood.
Okay, great.
That looks really nice, actually. I think we don't have enough to make a border around them though. So we'll see what it looks like and we'll work from there.
Okay, not a problem.
Okay, so to the table saw. I used the table saw to trim the wood down around the sketches, so as not to have a lot of extra material to carve into. Then, we started chiseling out the outline using a set of chisels by Marples. I had never used them for carving before and it was such a great experience. This was a particularly old set which was given to me by my grandfather when I was about 11, so seeing them put to action and actually making something felt incredibly satisfying. The trick to getting nice outlines is to have a consistent hammer blow, sharp chisels, and to stick to the outline as close as possible. There is some room to hide your crimes, as it were, but the more careful you are now, the less sanding and refining you'll need to do later. While Jake still needed to finish his piece, I worked on mine off camera because I was too impatient to wait till the next time Jake would come over. I discovered that wood carving is one of those things that I could spend hours upon hours doing, and it was incredibly relaxing and de-stressing. Once we returned to the workshop, Jake continued working on his carving. He started by making V-shaped grooves by carving notches around the outline. This results in a nice effect which makes the design really pop out, especially at the end when some finish is applied. I wanted to try carving on softwood. I had some scrap 2x4s, but the wood turned out to be way too soft for carving with a chisel. Also tried to cut out the design using a coping saw, but on my first time using it, it fell apart into a bunch of different pieces. I had only spent a few bucks on the saw, so I got what I paid for. With the rough carving done, we moved on to using sandpaper to smooth everything over. Jake made sure to hit all the recesses so as to have a nice clean look all around the carving. When the piece was sanded to our liking, we dusted it off with some compressed air and proceeded to give it a quick coating of spray lacquer. The same process was done for all the other carvings, and with that, the project was done.
As you can see in the video, it's not a particularly difficult project to attempt. If you have access to a chisel, a hammer, and if possible a Dremel tool as well, it will help you out immensely. You just need to sand it in the end to make sure it is completely smooth and give it a good coat of varnish. Put a keyhole at the back so that you can hang it on the wall. It's very easily done with a keyhole bit and the router. And over here I made the Valknut, which is, I believe, Odin's symbol in Norse mythology, also carved what I believe to be Odin. This one I finished on my own earlier this summer. Just couldn't wait to get it finished. However, I'm not very happy with the overall finish. In fact, I didn't even give it a coat of lacquer. This one, however, is a Celtic weave. I finished it just last week and I put the pictures of it on Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, all my social media, as well as borscht3d.net, which is my website. You should totally visit it. First I chiseled all the way around it and then chiseled the way under it to engrave it. Finally, using a ball gouge, I took off most of my material to give it the shape. Once the sanding was done on this piece, I just burnt the surface, sanded it to reveal the surface texture, and then covered it in lacquer to make sure that it is well coated. It doesn't need to be coated in varnish, although you can if you want, but it's not going to see any weather, it's not going to see any outside forces, so it's just going to be in someone's room as a gift. So this was Jake's first attempt at wood carving and one of his first attempts at woodworking as well. So how do you feel, buddy?
Feels good. Wood carving is very nice. I encourage you to try it yourself. Huh?
As always, you'll find more information on this project on borscht3d.net, as well as links for all my social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and recently Pinterest as well. If you enjoyed this video, click the like button, and if you'd like to keep up to date with more of my projects, click that subscribe button, hit the bell below. Just as we have been inspired by other makers out there to come in my shop and make something, I hope that you too can make something, because
everyone's a maker.